More of them. Can you guys hear me? How's everyone doing today? Everyone can hear me all right? Everyone can see me? Great. So we'll get started here in a few minutes, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well today. We'll get started here in a few minutes. Morning, good morning. We will get started here shortly, guys. Kids, nice move. Morning, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. I don't know why, today feels like Friday, man. Today feels like Friday.
Hey, good morning.
Hey Steve, good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Feels like Friday, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, these weeks are flying by.
You ever lose track of the days while you're traveling?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for trading, like I would have no concept of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the market keeps me like grounded. I mean, the crazy thing is, it's like having a work schedule that changes though, because every different country or continent could be wildly different, market open, so trading time. So
Oh yeah,
I'm
big
trading at
time.
night, but when I'm in California, I'm up at 5 a.m. So it's like,
Damn.
sometimes hard to adapt to that, but after a couple of years, I kind of got used to it.
No, for sure.
Yeah, but I still feel like Australia would be tough. They're trading like the middle of the night, like I don't know.
Hawaii?
And even though I've done it for Hawaii, yeah, Hawaii would be really tough. I mean, what's that, like 3 a.m.? Like come on.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
You
You're
gotta
like pretty
sleep
much
a little bit
nocturnal at that
early.
point.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I think California is the most extreme I can comfortably do, which is
Right.
wake up at 5 a.m.
No, for sure.
And I like your time. East Coast time is good. I like UK, Iceland. Oh
Right.
yeah, I could do that.
So we got this kids moving KIDZ. So main stock. we'll talk about everything, but this IVF, man, you gotta be kidding me. Like, did you guys see that end of the day just total collapse? Man, dude, man. I was actually thinking about this before bed, and maybe I'll talk about it during the live trading. He's like, dude, like, these Alex indicators, I know we make fun of it, I know we joke about it, but like, it's kind of getting a little bit too extreme at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's like funny when it happens once in a while, but now, you know what I mean? Like it happens.
I'm like looking, dude, and I'm like,
too
dude,
often,
these things
so-
are like collapsing 50% every time.
Right.
I mean, it's great for you guys. I'd rather you guys make money than me. I already have money, but I'd rather you guys crush it. But god damn, it'd be nice to catch my own indicator, dude. Man, you guys are messed up. Das will have to pay us for that one.
Yeah, but Okami, if Alex set a trailing stop,
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. It works when he exits out.
I think as soon as I say I'm all out, I think someone just slams full size, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Look, at the end of the day, I would rather you guys make money all day long. All day long. So I'll give it another minute or so and then we'll get started here. KIDZ, really nice breakout there. Taking the money flow. What are your best performing months typically? I usually perform the best at the end of the year. Like September, October, November, December, Q4 is usually when I perform the best. I perform the worst right now, like summertime, like Q2, Q3, if that makes it easier. So I would say Q1 and Q4, I perform the best. Q2 and Q3, I am dog water. So. And it also depends on the market, right? You know, we might have an active summer or an active, Q2, Q3, and that kind of changes everything. But for now, it's always the same, man. Always the same. March, April, I always struggle. Always. I think it's because the market dynamics shift during that time. But anyway, let's get started here. I'll talk about all that while we get going here. So, morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We use the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. This is your first time on live trading. The way we structure it is pretty simple. We talk about what's working in the market, what's not working in the market, review some past trades, build the watch list live, and trade the watch list live. So if you're joining us on YouTube, we're kind of giving you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like as we prepare for the day. We keep the YouTube live stream running until 9:29 a.m. and then we cut it off and get to live trading with the MIC members. So let's kind of talk about a couple things here. So thing number one is I ended the month of April at $37,000. Nothing to really brag about, nothing too exciting there. There's been days where I make $37,000, so to be able to make that on a month is just kind of annoying. But the opportunities were very few and far between for the month of April. I know a lot of traders struggled in April, so the fact that I was able to walk away green, I suppose, is a win in my book. So I just have to count the blessings. So coming into May, it's the first day of the month. Not looking to do anything too crazy here. There are a few opportunities today. Nothing too obvious. The main thing that I'm always looking for, guys, I'm looking for obvious trades. I'm looking for trades that are so easy, a monkey can do it, right? So when I came into trading yesterday, I saw this IVF, and at first I wasn't really interested on it. I didn't really like it, but then I just saw it kind of coming up to resistance in the 260s. So I took a small piece, and it ended up squeezing a lot further than I expected. You know, it's always okay to take small pieces on these stocks with the goal to either add if you get the stock to confirm, or cut it off on partial size if it's going against you. So this was a scenario where I ended up cutting it off, and as the backside of the move confirmed, as we started to kind of pull back under 280, 270, I started to get more aggressive. You know, maybe I had 30% size on the way up, and I had about 50% size on the way down. So I took my money and I walked away. The stock ended up pretty much around 1030, bottoming out and rebounding. It never really was able to hold over $3 though. It kept trying and kept failing. So that's that. And then at the end of the day, it just kind of collapsed, which is, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, although I'm not happy about it, you know, I did turn a losing trade into a winning trade, which is good. But, you know, I should have never just even let this thing kind of go against me that much. You know, obviously things happen fast, but every day after I'm done with my trading, I'm always trying to reflect on what I could do better. It doesn't matter how long you've been trading for. Doesn't matter if you've been trading for a year, 10 years, or 20 years. There's still things that you're going to be screwing up as a trader. And the question now becomes is, what can you do to make sure that even if you have a green day, even if you have a red day, that you're learning from it? So what I like to do is, usually when I'm done trading for the day, when I end live trading, you know, I kind of just go for a quick walk, get out of the house a little bit for like 10, 15 minutes, clear my head, whether it's a good day or a bad day, because I'm sure you guys can understand when you have hundreds and hundreds of eyeballs watching you trade and trying to trade to perfection every day, you feel a sense of responsibility and it's a lot of pressure. So what I like to do is after I'm done with the live trading, I just like to kind of take a few moments and just kind of recollect my thoughts. And then when I kind of come back, I answer any questions that I get through DMs, which is probably about 100 DMs, and then I start to review my trades. When I review my trades, the main thing that I'm looking for is what did I do right, what did I do wrong, and how can I improve? So I try to talk about that stuff during the start of these live trading sessions, but I would suggest that you as your own individual traders, when you're done trading for the day, just take 5 minutes, go make a coffee, get away from the computer, come back with a fresh mind and ready to kind of dial it down, right? Get to the point. Because although trading can be very, very lucrative, a lot of people don't treat it seriously, right? I think what separated me from being a normal trader to becoming a professional trader is I treated this like a business from day one. I treated this as real from day one. I'm not showing up at 9:25 a.m., looking at the high of the day scanner and starting to hit random shit. I would wake up at 4 a.m. every day for years. And I would look at the news. I would look at the filings. I would look at the chart. I would put in the work. Now, after 10 years of doing it, I get to be lazy. I bought the ability to be lazy. So just because you see me showing up at 7 a.m. instead of 4 a.m. doesn't mean I didn't put in that time for 8 years, right? So what I want to make you guys understand is I think that you're in the best place to learn trading. I'm biased, obviously, but I don't think there's anything out there like MIC, truly, seriously. So step number one is you already have a strategy that works. A lot of problems occur when you start joining these random rooms that have random strategies that you think you are the problem. The reality is most of the time these strategies don't work, right? For most people. So step number one is you already have a strategy that works. You already have a community that actually cares about you. And then you have live trading, which every single day is reinforcing the process and reinforcing the strategy right in front of you. This is how I make my living, guys. I make my living from trading. MIC is mostly just like a hobby for me. So you guys are seeing firsthand what it is like for a professional trader to trade. Now, I'm not the best trader. There are traders that make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100 million a year. I'm okay making 3 million. That's totally fine with me, man. Because what you have to do to get to those levels is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice time with your family. You have to sacrifice time with your friends. You have to sacrifice. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not trying to sacrifice anymore. So I would rather make less money, be more happy, than try to make more money and just kind of be stressed out. So coming into the day, guys, just want to remind you guys that, trading is a possibility. You just have to treat it seriously and always try to improve with your good days and your bad days. So that being said, let's get into the watch list. So the way that we build the watch list is we always go to the previous day's watch list first and build from there. So let's get started. So CEP. So CEP, really, really sick move, ended up breaking out. As you can see, we did not want to short until 28 broke. 28 never broke, and we never got a short. So CEP, I guess I'll just patiently wait for a potential first red day when the day comes. So CEP, ignoring until a potential first red day comes. JFBR. So let's see. JFBR pushed and failed. Can we make an argument to short a bounce? Maybe. I see this 165, 180 line. So JFBR, 165, 180 lines to short. JTAI, volume is done, range is done, so nothing really there. STSS, this was a stock that was running yesterday, ended up kind of pushing up and then tanking all the way back down. So definitely on radar if this thing ends up deciding to bounce. I see this 620s area. I see a little bit towards this 690 area. And then I see obviously 740. So 620, 680, 740. OMH kind of pushed and came back down, so nothing really there. SAGT, no volume, no range. IVF, I would love to see it bounce on this one. I think 250 would be great. So 250, 280, and probably towards 310. So 250, 280, and 310. IVF, 250, 280, 310 to short. So those are the stocks that are moving yesterday. Now let's see what stocks are moving today. NAOV. NAOV, this one's kind of interesting. It does seem like it pushes and fails. But we would need a pretty big bounce, probably towards 5, 550, and 6. NAOV, 5, 550, $6 to short. BJDX, nothing really there. KIDZ, potential hot stock of the day, ignoring short. ZCAR, potential hot stock of the day, ignoring short. And that's pretty much it. So pretty decent stuff on the watch list today. So let me post this out, and then I'm going to pass the baton over to Steven. So also, guys, as a reminder, we are no longer using or no longer recommending Success Trader. Both Bao and I have closed our accounts there. They've been having serious privacy issues, and they've been having some compliance issues as well. So we're no longer using them. We are no longer recommending them. We are now using and recommending Cobra. So if you sign up with Cobra between today and I think it's May 16, you will get 60 days free commission, 60 days free platform, 90 days free live trading, and the chance to come to the New York Stock Exchange with me. So if you've not already moved your account, I suggest doing so before you get any problems. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One last thing, guys, is we started a new YouTube channel. New YouTube channel is going to be used more for educational videos. The existing YouTube channel that we have is going to be used for live trading videos. So if you're already subscribed to the MIC YouTube channel, you're going to get all this live trading content on there. And if you want more educational content, just subscribe to the new YouTube channel. We're going to be giving away a 5-year live trading access to someone to a subscriber as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So with that being said, Steven, I'm going to pass the baton over to you, my friend, and the floor is yours.
Sounds good. Awesome. So, today I want to talk generally about what most traders struggle with, what kind of DMs I get, challenges that I see traders have. And I've listed out 5 kind of topics, and I think for the next couple of days I'll go into more detail on these, but today I just want to kind of give a brief summary. So, as always, feel free to chime in or ask any questions, and then when I'm done, try to get to it, free up time. So what do most traders struggle with? Most traders usually face similar challenges. And spoiler, it's not usually technical. I mean, I get some, I think most mods could agree, we get some, technical questions and DMs about that from newer members. But for the ones that have been around a while, I mean, most are struggling with other things. A lot of it is like emotions, a lot of it is that kind of stuff. Because the truth is, MIC's got all the strategies. There's some tweaking that needs to be done. We need to find our comfort zone, what works for us, and all that kind of stuff. But we've got a video library full of strategies. You could watch, 100 videos on any of our strategies at any time. So it's not like, most of them are looking for, something technical in the strategy. All the answers are there, but after some time, usually people are struggling with other things. So I wanted to kind of touch on, what I see. So first is education. Obviously, in trading, money generally flows from the uneducated to the educated. So that's the main one. Next, I see a lot of really good traders get caught up on this. Members who have been around a while still struggle with this. And I know you guys, a lot of you have been around, you get tired of hearing us talk about risk management, but I would say it's probably the most important thing. And if I could just put any requirement on anybody that joins MIC, which it's kind of tough to police, but if I could, I would say that they had to have proper risk parameters in place, and they had to focus on sizing. Maybe at some point, I don't know, we could channel to help with sizing. I know that's a big one. But I think these are really huge, and these are the main problems that I see. And I, talk to members who, well, for a year, and then they just, have one bad day because they didn't have a max daily loss to their broker, and then they quit for a year, and then they come back. It's the craziest thing ever, but it just happens all the time. So if you can get your risk management and generally your emotions under control, you'll be far ahead of the other traders that you're generally competing with. So anyway, risk management, most traders don't follow or use proper risk management. Proper planning is something that we talk about a lot. A lack of a detailed trading plan leads to impulse, emotions, and emotional decisions. Position sizing, we talked about this yesterday. Most of us are using more size than most members are using more size than they should because they put profits over education. I mean, what would be the reason to size in too big to a trade, right? It's not because, you know, when I say more size, the size, let's say that you're not comfortable with. I mean, you never do that because it's a great decision, right? It's always because you were greedy. So you let your emotions get in. Finally is emotions, FOMO, and greed. And these are all kind of tied together, right? So what should you do about it if you're struggling with any of these issues? One, obviously, education. A lot of you are already in MIC. Some of you are listening. You're not in MIC. Join MIC. Utilize our resources. Join our live sessions. Learn our process. Read through the main chat. There's a lot of great lessons in there. Val and all the moderators are posting all their trades all day, all their lessons. You can ask them questions. Just thread it. So tons of great resources in there. Check out our video library. and mainly focus on education before profits. Sounds simple, but again, that's what most traders get stuck on. They're focused on profits before education or risk management. Risk management, always use a hard market stop order on every trade, and make sure you have a daily max loss set at the broker level, right? This is probably the most important thing that I'll ever say. Next, proper planning. Every trade should have a proper plan consisting of a risk amount, risk share size, your entries, your stops, and covers. We have an entire channel dedicated to helping you guys with this. The Discipline Workshop, it's free, anybody can join it. All the guidelines and onboarding videos are posted, so just join in and get active. If you need help with anything, we have myself, Arig, Andrew, any of the workshop graduates, and we'll all be happy to help. Sizing, I'll say it again, we talk about this a lot. Use 10 to 30% max size unless your trade confirms. So if you are just scaling into your trade, never plan to put on more than 30%. That doesn't mean every trade has 30%. That means it could have 10%, 20%. If you consider it an A+ setup, it could have 30%. But don't move beyond that amount unless the trade confirms. What is your max amount? That's an amount that you're comfortable losing, right? It's not based on your account size or anything else. If you're new, it should be, let's say, 100 shares. Keep it simple, right? There's no reason for you to trade much more than that. Keep it small. 30% would be 30 shares. Do that for a few months. Once you see consistency, you can slowly size up. Save 100% of your size for your A+ setups. Not every trade will have that 100 shares if you're new. An average trade might have 50 or 60 shares if it confirmed. Right? We don't always get to 100%. Irvin had a really great post yesterday in After Hours. I don't know if anyone has it handy, feel free to post it. But he's been around a couple years. I know him well. We've hung out at an Amsterdam meetup. Great guy. And he's seeing a lot of improvement lately. And one of the topics, the issues that he listed that he's been seeing improvements on is his sizing. So yeah, great job on that. Sizing is huge. And we should not be in 100% of our size for every trade that hasn't confirmed, whether it's an A or B setup. You've got to focus on this point and get this down, right? Finally, emotions. Risk only what you're comfortable losing. I mentioned this before. If you're new or not yet consistent, keep it small. Having a plan and sticking to it is a great way to get the emotions out. And Alex taught this. I mean, from day one, I've heard Alex say this. And this is one of the rules we use in the Discipline Workshop. Judge your days by how well you stick to your plans and not your P&L. And it sounds like, I don't know, maybe oversimplified, but in the Discipline Workshop, everybody gets a calendar. You're gonna win for the day only if you stick to your plans, right? So you post your plans, you're gonna win or loss, and then at the end of the month, you assess how you've done. Members that are always hyper-focused on profits, especially when they're newer, I don't usually see last. The ones that come in, or they change their mindset, then they end up doing well, right? But it's hard to keep that mindset of profit, profit, profit all the time, and being so emotionally tied to your profit because you're oversized, and your losers are bigger than you wanted, and you've got these swings. If you're like in a trade and you're really emotional and your heart's pounding, it's probably because you're oversized, right? So this one key element that aims at getting the emotions out of your trades is absolutely crucial, and I recommend you guys do it. Get in the Discipline Workshop if you need help with it. But yeah, when you're thinking about how well you stuck to your plan and you don't focus on whether you lost or won, it helps. Keeping it small helps. So at the end of the day, at the end of the month, when you look back at every day, you see like, oh, every day I just came, I focused on my plans, that plan didn't work, so I stopped and I walked away. If you're focused on just your P&L, then you might have a very different outcome. And that's a trap that a lot of traders fall into. So anyways, hope this was helpful. Let me see if you guys have anything else. We also, thanks for posting that, Andrew. Andrew and RA also have a private participant workshop one-on-one mentoring group. Feel free to DM one of them if you'd like to schedule some time. They usually run about a week, and they'll be happy to schedule some time, but there's a list. So yeah, definitely EM them and try to get on the list. It's a great way to get in the workshop, or even if you're in the workshop but you need some more one-on-one help, it's also a great way. And just as a reminder, if you are in the workshop and you need, you want one of us to review your charts, feel free to just tag us and we'll be happy to help. Cool, so that's it for me. DM me if you guys have any questions, and yeah, thanks. I'll pass it back over to you, Alex.
Cool, thanks Steve, no, really appreciate it. I guess we'll just wrap up by, you want to give your contact info to the YouTube, and then we'll call it here.
Sounds good. So if you guys listening in have any questions about anything at all related to membership or trading or whatever I can help you with, feel free to email me at stephenrh1@myinvestingclub.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Cool. All right, with that being said, Steve, I'm probably going to wrap up the YouTube live stream here, and we're going to get to live trading for members right now.